The Scarlet and Violet era has been out for quite some time now, and we've probably opened up hundreds, if not thousands, of booster packs. And we probably have a lot of bulk cards. So what do we do with all of these bulk cards? We could sell them to stores for anywhere from 1 to 5 cents, or we can take advantage of playable common and uncommon cards and sell them anywhere from $1 to $10. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 5 common and uncommon playable cards that you can sell yourself for a pretty penny on eBay. And if you need a reference, you can check out my eBay page where I sell these common and uncommon cards at TRV Collectibles. Now, before we get started with the top 5, I do want to share one thing with all of you. Pokemon 151 is a really good set to resell common and uncommon reverse holos. As we can see here, anywhere from the Mewtwo all the way down to the Nidoran, you're looking at anywhere from $1 to $2 US that you can be making on these reverse holos. And there's probably a lot of people that are looking for these cards, as 151 is a set that a lot of people want to master. So do check out your 151 reverse holo inventory, as you may have quite a few cards that you can offload anywhere from $1 to $2. Now let's get started with the common and uncommon cards that are worth a pretty penny and you can sell yourself. The first one we're looking at here is the Night Stretcher from Shrouded Fable. This card is actually not a part of the top 5, but I did want to mention it as it does trade for 84 cents, roughly $1 here. And personally, this card myself, I've sold about 10 copies of this. And just for reference here, if we scroll down here for the 3-month snapshot, you can see here total sold, and this card has only been out for, I would say, maybe a month now, 14,482 copies, and the average daily sell of this card is 157. So 157 copies of this card is sold a day, approximately, of course, meaning that this is a very sought after playable card. Again, it's not very expensive. It's only 84 cents US, and you can probably pop it up for $1 and add like $1.50 shipping so that you can cover your shipping payments. But here's one card that is better to sell yourself rather than trade it in as bulk. And I know a lot of folks use TCG Player to sell their bulk cards, but what if you're not in the United States and you want to be doing this? eBay is the next best thing that you can use, and that's one of the options that I have, is I'm located in Canada. Now, focusing back on the actual cards, this one over here is 84 cents, and you can probably make about $1 off of it, and you may have actually quite a few of them for those of you who opened a bunch of Shrouded Fable. Now let's get into the top 5. The first card we're looking at here is the Super Rod from Paldea Evolved. Now, this one over here is going for $1.21. This is the reverse holo. We're also going to take a look at the non-reverse holo, as most of you folks will have probably a bunch of those. This one had 1,900 sold. And again, reverse holos don't have that much inventory and they don't sell as frequent. Average daily sale is 21 though. So we've had 21 of these cards sell a day, and the highest it sold for was $4. We can probably sell this for anywhere from about $1 to $2 here. And you can see that the market value is about $1.21 US, and that's the Super Rod. Looking at the non-reverse holo, just the regular version of this, it's going for 82 cents. So still about $1 here you can sell it for, and this one sells much more frequently. Total sold over the last 3 months is 10,226. And the average daily sold is 111. So this card has sold 111 times per day, roughly, of course, that is. And the average price here is 82 cents. And again, this card is something that you probably have quite a few of, as it's a normal card. It's not a reverse holo. And again, you can sell it for probably $1. So Super Rod takes the 5th spot in the common and uncommon cards that you can sell yourself for a pretty penny. The next one is, of course, most of us know, the Buddy Buddy Puffin. And this one is a stellar seller, as I like to call it, and I've sold probably about 20 copies of this card myself. The near mint reverse holo version goes for about $3. As I was mentioning earlier, you may have just a regular copy, and we're going to look at that one as well in a moment. And this one had sold about 1,265 copies, and the average daily sell is about 14. The highest it sold for was about $6.95 or $7. Right now, it's going for about $3. $3 US. You can pop this one up on eBay, and you can probably get rid of it in about a week or so, depending on who's in the market for a reverse holo Buddy Buddy Puffin. But looking at the Buddy Buddy Puffin, the normal version of it, also going for a decent price here, $2.13. This one has had 20,700 sales in the last 3 months, and we're looking at an average daily sale of 225. This card sells so fast that the moment I post it, within the same day, it usually sells. And I try to keep my prices low with these cards. I usually sell them for just under the market value. That actually gets you to sell it a little bit faster. So if this is going for $2, I'd probably sell it for $1.50 and it will go right off the shelf. And that's really what's happening with these cards here. So Buddy Buddy Puffin here, 20,000 sales in the last 3 months, going for $2, and is the second most expensive common and uncommon card. The next one here is the Counter Catcher from Paradox Rift. And this one is going for $4.01. It's actually really up there for a basic trainer card here. And this again is the reverse holo. Total sold was 1,263. Average daily sell is 14. Now looking at the normal version of this card, a little bit cheaper. This one's going for about $1.31. However, looking at the sales here in the last 3 months, we're looking at 8,587 sales. However, looking at the last 3 months here, it's had 8,587 copies sold, an average daily sold of 93 cards, which is quite up there as well with some of those other trainer cards that we looked at. Highest sold was $4.95, but this one right now is going for about $1.31. Better than getting 5 cents. If you have this card, I would definitely also sell it off right now. So the third most expensive common and uncommon card is Countercatcher from Paradox Rift. Next up, we have Arvin from Obsidian Flame. Yes, one of the worst sets of Scarlet and Violet so far, has a trainer card that's very playable, and it is Arvin going currently for $4.90 in the reverse holo section here. And this one hasn't had too many copies sold here, 892, an average of 10. If you look at the normal copy here, we probably all have several copies of it here, and it's $248 per card here. And we've got 3,000 sold over the last 3 months, and about an average of 33 sold per day. So this one is also a good card to get rid of. $2.48, really not bad here, $2.48 US. You can offload this card. As I said earlier, better than getting 1 or 10 cents for this card. And for those of you who are in the US, you can of course upload this to TCG Player and sell it, or you can also use eBay as a platform to sell these cards here, as I was mentioning. And the number one common and uncommon card is Earthen Vessel, also from Paradox Rift. And this one, the reverse holo, is going for $8. It's crazy. It's one of the most expensive trainer cards that I've seen in quite some time here. $8 is quite hefty. You're looking at total sold of 1,632 and a daily average of 18 of this card. Most expensive sold price was $30. I can't believe somebody actually paid $30 for this card. And looking at the normal version of this card, that is Earthen Vessel, $4.50 US. That's like a booster pack. I mean, you can sell this card and get a booster pack, and I'm sure some of us have several copies of this card. And this one trades quite frequently as well. We're looking at 13,163 total sold over the last 3 months, and 143 average per day. And the highest it sold for was $9.95. But even then, $4.53 for a card that's just laying in your room, it's fantastic. And even if you can offload it for maybe $3, that's still fantastic for just a trainer card, especially for those of you who don't play the trading card game and are just trying to master their sets, or we're just looking for rare cards and you probably have quite a few extra ones. This is a really good one to offload right now. So Earthen Vessel from Paradox Rift is the #1 most expensive common and uncommon card in this Scarlet and Violet era so far. Anyways, folks, that's just a quick look at the common and uncommon cards that you can potentially offload for a few dollars more than just a few cents at your local stores that buy bulk cards. As I mentioned earlier, Pokemon 151 is another set that you can sell off bulk for, specifically your reverse holos, as there's a lot of people in the market looking to master their sets, and they would love to pick these cards up for $1 or $2 rather than buy a booster pack for $7 or $8, which is roughly what they are going for. And let me know in the comments section below what your thoughts are, and if there are other common and uncommon cards that we can offload for a pretty penny at this point. And if you like this content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. You guys are the greatest. My name's TRV, and we'll see you next time.